Good morning, millionaires. I hope you're feeling incredible this morning. My name is Haziq Ali. And for those that don't know, I'm a revenue acceleration coach. Every single morning, we meet you right here to help you go over the mindset, the skill set, and the heart set that can help you go further, faster, with less effort. This past weekend, we just now had another edition of the Kaizen Academy. This past class focused strictly on persuasion. I hope you really enjoyed that. But if you have no idea what we're talking about, check it out. This is a cool way for you to get down with the program. You text message at MillMind to the number 81010, or you can just go straight to millionaireminded.com and join a newsletter. Just put your name and your email in the box, and it will give you the free gift. And from then on, you are enrolled in the newsletter. So I hope that's really fun. Today, what we're talking about is how to apologize to a customer. A lot of times, millionaires, we forget that problems are the gateway to loyalty. Somebody write that in the comments because that's important. Give me a share after you write that so I can make sure you caught what it is we just now dropped on you. Check it out. Problems are the gateway to loyalty. It's not until you have a problem, y'all, that you can create any kind of long-term bond with your client. You want to know why? Because even if it's a small problem, what the client is sitting there waiting on is to see if you are who they thought you were. You got to understand, if I'm your client, I'm coming with a certain mindset, which says I always make mistakes. I always make horrible decisions. I mean, have you seen my first marriage? I mean, have you seen the college degree that I spent all this time going to get that I don't use? I mean, I make horrible decisions. This is the first thing that's in your client's mind. And the reason why them trusting you is so important is not because any part of them believes that this product is going to be perfect, even if they got it from, I'm talking about a priest, right? They still don't believe the product is going to be perfect. And since they understand that product is going to mess up somehow, some way, what they really are looking for is someone they can count on. That's what they're looking for. They're looking for someone they can count on, not something, because they know that this is going to go wrong. Man, there was a time back in the days, our parents and our grandparents, when the main issue was when I open up this package, is the product even going to be in one piece? That used to be the issue. The shipping would break down the quality of the product that you had just purchased, et cetera, so forth. Today, it's not that way. Today, it's a lot of interaction. It's a lot of the human touch. And when your company has a problem, when your company makes a mistake, when your company commits an error, and the customer is in some way offended, apologies are in order. There are all kinds of options for how you're going to apologize, but I'm going to tell you something. Most of the options people use make the situation worse. Here's my question for you. How do you respond when something goes wrong? How do you respond when something goes wrong, millionaire? How does your customer service department, and if you're a home-based business, if you're a solopreneur, if you're somebody out here trying to figure it out, a lot of times you are the customer service department, right? I'm amazed at the billions of dollars that are spent on customer training every year for us to still have some really horrible experiences all the time. It's like all this training just breeds this pathetic sort of level of response that further alienates the client, that deepens the wound, that pours salt in it, that adds insult to injury. And I'm going to tell you something. You know where the bleeding happens? In your bank account. In your bank account. That's where the bleeding is happening, because no one has trained you how to really handle customer who has a problem, how to really handle customers with problems, customers who deserve solutions. Here are 10 different options I got for you. I suggest you write these down, and I dare you look at the ones you go with. Here's option number one. When it's your turn to apologize, your company has committed a perceived error. What do you do next? Here are 10 different options for you. The first one is saying, I'm sorry. Saying, I'm sorry. Somebody write that down. Number one, saying, I'm sorry. This is the most often used phrase. And I'm going to tell you something. I'm sorry is right up there with humble as two of the worst words in the whole dictionary. You know what I mean? They describe yourself and not your circumstance. I'm sorry. I mean, if you say it enough, you're going to end up becoming that. If I had my way, I would abolish those words from the dictionary. Do you know the other day in a staff meeting, I actually said it, and one of our employees was like, and I was like, yes. And she's like, don't you mean I apologize? And I was like, exactly. Exactly what I meant. Check it out. Don't say I'm sorry, because what you're doing is you're describing a state of being. And if you say it enough, you'll eventually become it. A more appropriate response is number two, which is I apologize. Somebody write that down. That's number two. I apologize, millionaires. I apologize. This is a much better choice of words. It tells how you feel about the circumstance. You apologize for the occurrence and caution. Let me throw this out there. A whole lot of people say, on behalf of blank, let me apologize. Nope, completely insincere. Makes it feel completely wrong. If you're going to apologize to somebody, apologize on behalf of the most important person in the world, you. You hear me? Apologize on behalf of yourself. But I apologize by itself is really weak unless you come with number three, y'all. A solution. But we'll get to that in a minute. We'll get to that. That's not number three. That's not number three. But the whole point I wanted you to make is never give an excuse, because here's number three: giving some lame excuse. Some lame excuse. Do you know the customer don't give a darn about your excuses? Do you know that? You are ruining relationships with these excuses. I don't make excuses because I don't take excuses. The reason a bunch of you make excuses is it has to do with this subconscious thing about the reason you take excuses, and then it's vice versa. The reason you take excuses is because in the future you're going to want to make some. Check this out. Nobody cares about your problems. Nobody cares about your excuses. Customers just want to know what you're going to do about it. You hear me? Customers want to know how we going to solve this problem. Making lame excuses is self-serving. Coming up with solutions is customer serving. Coming up with an action plan is customer serving. Somebody say, I'm in customer service, not self-service. Can somebody type that out? I'm in customer service, not self-service. And this is why number four don't work. Blaming someone else. Write that down for number four, blaming someone else. That's a 10th way people call them. That's number 4 out of the 10 ways that people call themselves apologizing. Do you know that people will blame somebody else and really leave that conversation feeling like they nailed that, like they did that? This is nothing but a lower form of excuse making. Telling a customer it was somebody else's fault in no way excuses the error that's been made. Can you hear me? Customers don't care whose fault it is. They only care how the issue is going to get resolved. No matter whose fault it is, understand it's your responsibility. Can somebody type that out? No matter whose fault it is, it's my responsibility. No matter whose fault it is, it's my responsibility. Why? Because I'm the leader. Oh, well, Hazik, you're not the CEO. Well, check it out. Leadership is a disposition, not a position. We've done whole trainings on that. Go through Millionaire Minded TV and type that in. Leadership is a disposition. And you're going to get this whole training that we gave you on that. You can lead without the title. And as a matter of fact, you should. And as a matter of fact, that's the only way you're going to get the title. You do more than you're paid for, and eventually you get paid for more than you do. Do you hear me? I'm going to tell you something. If you keep using a method of apology where you blame somebody else, eventually the customer is going to find your competition. Do you hear me? Here's number 5, mentioning company policy. That's another way that people apologize. They apologize by mentioning company policy, and that's another horrible way to do it. Company policy is made for companies, not customers. Can I get a witness? Company policy is made for companies, not customers. The word policy itself might be the single most alienating word that you could ever use with a client. Do you hear me? Even if you got to enforce it because you happen to be working on the phones, customer service centers, don't use the word. Don't use the word. Here's number 6, saying sorry about that. Sorry about that. That might be a personal quirk, but I just feel like whenever somebody adds that on, it just sounds mad patronizing and stuff like that. I feel like this phrase is kind of like saying up yours, like Like when people give you that big thumbs up in DM and you feel like they're really giving you the bird, you feel like they're really flipping you the bird. Like the thumbs up don't be feeling so friendly, right? It's kind of like that when you say sorry about that. This phrase just does not have enough sincerity in it. And that's normally how they say it, without a grain of sincerity. They never look the other person in the eye. And it seems like roughly what they're saying is too bad, like sorry for you. You know what I mean? I don't care. The devil may care, but I don't. You know what I mean? Oh man, let me hurry up and get you out the way so I can get to the next person. That's how that feels. Here's number 7. This is more like a mindset thing, but I want to warn you against apologizing with this in your mind, right? Check it out. This whole mindset of when you're thinking, who cares? Like, oh, it's a big problem to you, but it barely registers on my radar. No, no. If you're approaching it like that, I'm not saying you get all frazzled like they're frazzled. I'm not saying you start joining the baby in its crying and its temper tantrum. That's not what we're saying. But what I'm saying is if you're walking around thinking, who cares, it's going to put you in triple failure mode. You're going to fail your customer, you're going to fail your company, and you're going to fail yourself. You're going to be in a lose, lose, lose situation. And if this is you, I'm telling you right now, change jobs before you get fired. Change businesses before you waste another dime because you got the wrong mindset. Number 8, this is the best way to do it, y'all. Here's number 8. This is the best thing you can say when they give you a problem. This is the best way to start off the sentence. Oh, that's horrible. Can somebody type that in the comments and give me a share? Oh, that's horrible. You see how I'm almost singing it? Oh, that is horrible. Oh, that's what your customer wants to hear. This is the most desired response from your client. Oh, that is horrible. Why? Because customers only want to know 2 things. 1, that you care about them personally, and 2, what you going to do about the situation right now. Can somebody type that out if you feel me? Oh, that's horrible. This is how you turn any problem into another loyal customer. Somebody give it to me. Oh, that's horrible. Appreciate that, Sade. Appreciate that, QB. Oh, that's horrible. Because they only want to know that you actually care about them. And then what else they want to know is that you're going to do something right now about this situation. You got to say it with feeling. You got to say it with sincerity, almost like if you're singing it. And then what you want to follow it by is, man, that makes me mad too. That makes me mad too. Yeah, Julian, somebody type that out. Michelle, type that out. Crystal, type that out and then give me a share. I want to make sure you catch this. This is all I'm asking you to learn from this whole training this morning. When you have a customer with any complaint, you got to meet them and beat them at the emotion they feel. Oh, that's horrible. Oh, that's horrible. Type it out. Oh, that's horrible. And then what do you say after that? You giving a man, that makes me mad too. I'm gonna personally see that this situation is resolved, right? And here's how we're gonna do it. And then you give solutions. Oh, that's horrible. Are you kidding me? Listen, I'm gonna personally make sure that this gets resolved. And this is how I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna blank, and then I'm gonna reach back out to you. Here's number 9. Yeah, Crystal. Yeah, that's exactly right. That's exactly right, Michelle. That's right. That's right. Oh, that's horrible. Here's number 9. Here's number 9 when you hit them with thank you. Thank you for having the courage to share that with me. Thank you for telling me. Thank you for having the strength to come forward. Thank you for bringing this to my attention, right? These are going to surprise the customer. Just like how I tell you when they give you an objection, you say, man, that's great. Because that throws them off. This throws them off. You're thanking them for complaining. When's the last time that happened? Somebody write that in the comments. Thank them for complaining. You say something like, thank you for having the courage to come forward. Thank you for bringing this to my attention. Right? Thank you for telling me. Y'all with me? This is going to surprise the customer. Hey, if anybody thinks these trainings are awesome in the morning, please inbox me and be like testimony link. And then I'll send you this link so you can do a testimony and stuff. Because I'm paying all this money for this testimony service. And I always forget to ask for testimonies. If you were on Kaizen Academy Saturday night and you want to do a testimony, cousin Gavin is about to do one for me. So I appreciate that. Anybody is down for helping us out by doing a testimony link. Can you put testimony in the comments or inbox me the word testimony, and then I'll send you the testimony link. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. So again, number 9 is you say thank you. I really appreciate you bringing that to my attention, and that's going to surprise the customer. They're going to be kind of bowled over by that, and then of course you drop that action plan on them, right? And then here's number 10. This is the last one I got for you, y'all. Oh yeah, that's really good. That's really good. Y'all are catching this. Y'all are catching it. Thank you, Miss Deborah. That's it. That's it. That's it. Everybody should screenshot that right there. That's the power. And you should train your staff. You should train your team. You should put them on this training. Make them watch the replay. It's only 15 minutes of fire, right? 15 minutes of fire every single morning, 7:30 a.m. Eastern. And then here's number 10, everybody. While we're getting ready for the affirmations, it's time for affirmations. It's time for affirmations. But number 10 is taking personal responsibility, y'all, for following up. Taking personal responsibility for following back up with the client. You're getting back to that wrong customer, either by phone, by email, by text message, by handwritten note. You hear me? You're following back up with your customer so that you can begin to rebuild that lost goodwill. If you want to be memorable, maybe you even send them a small gift. I mean, do the math. How long are they going to stay with you? How often are they going to spend money with you? How much is this customer worth to you? Okay, $100. Well, guess what? Maybe you can afford to spend $25 on a gift. You see that? So that was a 10 I got for you this morning. We right up on 15 minutes. It's time to get out of here. Which one of these is you? I dare you combine number 8, number 2, number 9, and number 10. To me, those are the best. Number 8, number 2, number 9, and number 10. You state how bad you feel. You apologize for the occurrence. You thank the customer for bringing that to your attention, and then you take responsibility for it and follow back up with them. You reconnect, and you reconnect in a memorable way. Here's something really interesting. Only about 5% of corporate America uses this sort of system that I'm giving you this morning. You hear me? They even pride themselves on customer service, and you never really see people follow these steps unless they are that top 1%. So by responding this way, millionaire, you've just beaten 95% of corporate America. By responding this way, you have a 95% opportunity to gain a competitive advantage over everybody else in your industry, everybody else in your city, everybody else who's competing for your client's dollar. If you're millionaire minded, then it takes about 12 positive occurrences to overcome something negative. Y'all know that? Maybe this is why roses come in a dozen, right? Maybe this is why roses come in dozens, right? Right, gentlemen? So I just want to throw that out there. Like you want to take care of these once they pop up. Even if you got to start with no, even if you're going to eventually have to say no, start with yes, right? And if you're unable to say yes, then transfer them to somebody else and try to partner some kind of solution out of this thing. The best way for me to help you right now is to never say there's nothing I can do about it. Let a customer feel some sense of help, some sense of support. Don't just massage your own emotions by making excuses and kind of sliding out the side door that, hey, that ain't my problem. Don't do it like that. Never say that to them. Make them feel cradled in your arms, and then they're going to feel safe. And then that's going to make them want to refer other people to you because they know that you're going to take care of their people the way you took care of them. Am I making sense, y'all? This is how you create referrals. By letting the customer feel a sense of help and support, because they know their mama gonna have an issue. They know their best friend gonna have an issue. Why would they refer their mom or their best friend if this is how you treat them when there's an issue? Because what we know is there's always going to be issues. Hope this was helpful, y'all. Hope this was helpful. You're stating your apology in terms of the customer, not yourself. They want to know about their money. They want to know about their time lost. They want to know about their productivity. They want to know about their opportunity. They want to know about the progress they're making, not your situation, not your problems, not the fact you ain't hire enough staff, not the fact your internet was down. They don't care. You hear me? They don't care about what you feel like happened. What had happened was they don't care. Apologies are worthless unless they're followed by some kind of action plan, some kind of action taken, some kind of resolved situation, and then the customer is recontacted. I hope I'm making sense to somebody. Your first words, the type of apology you first offer, it sets the tone for how the customer is going to receive the solution. Am I making sense? And recontacting that customer is the final and most overlooked step in all of these situations. The note you end on is the note your customer is going to start to sing when y'all hang up the phone. Am I making sense? What tune are you singing to the customers? Repeat after me, millionaires. Say it like you mean it. I am so happy and grateful